Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of David just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I'll take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.
Hi, how is everybody doing? Sorry, I had to restart the live. My bad. Let's see here. We have you see in here, let's go ahead and get the banner up. I think we have it. So there's my cousin. Hey, Amber. Hey, Miss Liability. Hey, Dorothy. Hey, Stanley Cub. Miss Liability, Mimi, and Mimi. So, hey, Jundy. I don't really have much to say concerning because there's a possible guest, looking like it's going to be a guest, that has dealt with post-traumatic stress disorder. What I will say, I don't make comments about other people's children. I don't. So don't make comments about my blood when you have no idea what's going on legally or what has been taken down. You have no clue. I came into your room to help you out, and you didn't like me prior to that. So I'm not going to bring you up again, but leave kids out of it. I don't know about your past, and all you've heard about mine is probably from people that you don't know. And my mental health is better than it's ever been in my life. So don't worry about me and my man and my bills. Don't mention children. And if you do that in this room, you will be kicked out. Oh, it's not just her. It's other people. You don't know anything about my life. You don't. Nobody should be talking about anybody's kids. Nobody should be doing that. Or what I pay in bills or what I don't. You don't take one thing from what I said and twist it around. You don't pay my bills. You don't have anything to do with what insurance or anything that we pay for, car insurance. It's not really your business. You don't like me. I don't like you. You're not welcome in my life or my chat. But anybody else that wants to come in and coexist, by all means. I agree, Amy. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I wasn't just talking about you. I'm talking about somebody that was live all hours of the freaking night talking about me. You can be the new Jen Bailey. You can go ahead and do that. Don't disrespect me and mine. I don't care who comes to you, because chances are who's come to you, they don't like me very much and had something to do with my mental decline. So you worry about your mental health, you worry about your blood, and stay out of my business, respectfully. I'm trying to move on with my life. I'm doing my crafts. I'm trying to make my mother happy. I fucked up a lot for sure. Leave everybody's kids alone. Simple as that. Amzi's, mine, that woman, everybody else's. Amy, you can be in here or you don't have to be. It's all of us have messed up, Amy. All of our kids have been talked about. But to talk about my car insurance, are you kidding me? You have no idea what I have to pay for. When I said my pet stuff, I had to take Mia to get shots. It was like literally $900. What are you talking about? Seriously. And to work at Amazon, like Clint's out right now. And it's not something that you just get a job and do. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard. Like when he works for Prime, that's like 11 hours. And I think that $22 to 24 is pretty good money. It is. And we may have been given a house. Why do you care? Trash is not inexpensive. Phone bills are not inexpensive. Keeping a house tidy is not inexpensive. I was in the foster care system because I also was abused. You're no better or worse than anybody else. So leave me alone. And I will be more than happy to do the same for you because you've said that you don't want to address me. So leave my blood alone. And I have a cousin in here that has gone through very much similar things to me. I would think my cousin would know my lifestyle way more than you would know. And I don't just get things handed to me. I don't. And I don't have people in my ear either. So George did a good live last night. I feel like he did a good live. Other people did good lives last night. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what kind of insurance you guys have. Again, turn your card around, whether it's government insurance, any other type of insurance. They have phone numbers that you guys can call to get mental health checks and stuff like that. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. I wasn't giving her sideways comments. I was trying to help her out as she was putting other people down. Even her own friends were trying to help her. She doesn't know me. I was trying to help her. I was giving her a $5 super chat. Not to mention, in my opinion, I feel like she was rude to one of my mods who was just trying to help her out. What do I know? Hey, babe. And just to, hey, Clint, what was a normal day? I would like my man to be able to speak because my man, we've gotten a lot of help in the past. We have. What are your hours at work? Just what do you do at work?
Oh, my insane hours are over with now.
What were your insane hours?
What you want? I thought you didn't want me to say mine when I.
Well, I mean, he changes his hours, but typically he works a 10-hour shift or 11-hour for Prime.
Well, for peak. For the whole month of December and the last week of November.
Behave, Michael.
I worked 12:20 a.m. to 11:50 a.m. with a 30-minute lunch in between. It's a grind.
And that's for Prime. That's just for Prime.
Not
hours.
everybody can do it. I know, like, it doesn't take any brains to do it, but not just everybody can do it. A lot of people can, but there are some people who cannot. And, you know, it's not just like I don't just stand around there and they don't pay me to do that. You get written up for if there's no they have this thing called TOT, which stands for time off task. If you go between if you go like over like 15 minutes or something like after that without your break, without scanning anything, then it shows up, it pops up on the manager's laptops, rolling laptops that they have. And then
How much?
they come and find you and then, you know, say, hey, why is your TOT up? And you cannot sit down The only
Can't
time
ever
you-
sit down.
Never.
You can't sit down
except
ever.
for on break and lunch.
You have to pick boxes up all the time. How much do the boxes weigh?
Well, they will never weigh any over 50 pounds, but
50 pounds.
a
They
lot
can't
of-
weigh over 50.
But a lot of them are in the 30s and 40s, you know. And
30 or 40 pounds. And you have to clean up your mess. Brenna's man, he works at Amazon. And I understand this woman's had a lot of struggles. She has dealt with abuse. Well, you know what? So have I. And because of things that were done to me in my childhood, that did it grew into it, and I carried on the abuse. I did. Everybody saw it. But I don't make excuses for it. There are people that have it way better than Clint and I do. And I don't go, oh, that sucks.
And for the record, my parents do not pay any of our bills.
They don't.
I mean, we can provide proof.
No, we don't have to provide proof.
That's not a problem.
The old gen used to have to provide proof. The new gen is just stating that I'm not just responsible for fur baby insurance. But it's not cheap. It really isn't. And I have lived at apartments when I was younger where I myself had to pay the rent. So, like it or lump it, let's coexist. And that's it. I grew up not great either. Not at all. That's why I had to live with my grandmother. But don't judge me for my past, because I don't know about your past either. I only know that you've went through a lot of trauma, but coming at me is not going to make you feel better. It isn't. So if anybody is looking to possibly get a job at Amazon, if you're trying to get a job at Amazon, there are tons of places that are hiring in the States. Marry you? No, I'm marrying somebody else. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. The old gen, I would have been on here like, F this, F that. I don't care. I'm so much different than I used to be. I am.
You stay focused.
I stay focused. Hey, Lisa. I like different people from different communities. If people are using me, I don't care if people are using me or if they leave this room and they're like, oh my God, she is the biggest skank bitch I've ever known in my life. It's a view and they're coexisting. I don't care who hates me and who doesn't. It's who I have in my heart that I love and loves me back. And I feel like I have a lot of personal growth. I think I have a long way to go. I do. And I do have a lot of health issues, but even if I didn't have health issues, it wouldn't keep me from doing my therapy. It wouldn't keep me from taking my medication. It wouldn't. And because of my poor decisions, like smoking cigarettes and everything like that, I may not have the life that I want to live physically. I may not be able to run a marathon. But it's nice to wake up and not have a chip on my shoulder. It's nice to look in the mirror and see things that I like. I like my mods. They're very nice. Yeah, please hit the like button. 52 people. And I had another mod. Her man works at Amazon. So it's not a bad job at all. There are jobs actually where you have qualifications and you sit on your butt. Just because my man didn't choose, he went to college too. I went to college. Actually, I'm paying back school loans. And I loved going to college. I can tell you that in my younger whatever, I had to sit in hospitals every single freaking day. And maybe not for myself. So please don't judge me when you don't know my past. So.
No, but we're micromanaged at my job.
What's micromanagement?
Like, where they're like,
hey, Julie.
Always got somebody breathing down your neck, you know, like about your job. You know, if you go too slow, then they notice that and they come up to you and say, hey, why is your productivity low?
And Clem was sick all last week. He was sick all last week. I mean, I got Epsom salt
said Christmas and the 26th. And
We
then-
didn't really get a big Christmas or anything like that, which was fine. We had each other. And sometimes Christmas is about who you spend it with. What was my limit? Like $100 or something? Yeah, micromanaging's hard. Don't judge me for my past, and I won't judge you for how you talked about me because I wasn't coming sideways. Can you, baby, do you want me to bring my mold thing?
How long did it say it would take to dry? Like
I don't know.
Hours or
I have no idea. Okay, now we got it. Yeah, micromanaging is not easy. Mm-mm.
yeah.
When it comes to mental health, everyone has to get there at their own time. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I am loved and supported. I just, I can't make everybody get along. That's one thing that you learn as a creator, because last time I knew I was a creator, I took a step back and I guess became a sub, but I've been here for 4.5, what has it been? 4.5 years? About 4.5. So.
This is bad.
It's about, so here's what I did
That's so
today
cool.
when I got up. I made a
That
mold.
took what, 2 or 3 hours?
I did this for 2 or 3 hours. I made a mold of this. Yeah, right.
When that fully dries, you can paint it.
Yeah. So when it fully dries, I can paint it. So basically what you do, this was actually a little kit that you can get for like 8-year-olds and stuff like that. So what I did is I did the mold. You mix a little bit of water in it. It gives you a mask. And right here, I put a straw. That way I can hang it up when I'm done. So I wonder, I think I can start painting it, right? Or should I wait till it dries a little bit?
I'd wait till give it overnight or something.
Thank you, Kimmy. Hold on. And there are times, like when Clint smokes a cigarette, I want to smoke a cigarette and I can't. There are times I want to have a glass of wine to wind down and stuff like that. I don't know if I can do that. I worry every single day that this aneurysm in my stomach, it might freaking pop. I take and I'm not the only one with problems. I know that there are so many people that have it worse than I do. And I'm super grateful that I have a roof over my head. I really, really am. But I try.
Are there any more of those plastic molds?
Oh, he does smoke outside. It's just like, I can smell it. And it's like, do you remember how like back in the day, I'd wake up and I would have a delicious pop. Oh my God, I would have a delicious pop. As everybody knew, Mountain Dew was my jam. And I would have my cigarette and it was just like the combination. Oh my God. And it's hard. I can't vape. I can't do anything like that. And I have nobody to blame but myself. I have nobody to blame but myself.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're garden stones. But I think what I'm going to do is the second one, because I don't really have a garden. I don't have much of a green thumb, but I might give it a try. But this, I kind of want to just hang up. So what do you guys think? But I think I'm going to have to drill a screw or something. But I thought it was really cool. You just get a straw and it puts a little hole in it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. We can have an open panel. I know my cousin wanted to come up. She has dealt with a lot of things. A lot of loss. A lot of loss. Hey, Shanna. Hey, I can't change the world. I can only change myself. I think it's good to set a goal for yourself. What are you talking about? This was probably my favorite one to make. This one I did yesterday with the cactuses. That one was one of my favorites. She's my ultimate favorite. That was one of my favorite. Actually, all of them on this wall were my favorite, honestly. So I had to make a grocery list. Hold on. Oh, and that was another thing. Yes, 40 more likes, people. Hold on. Hold on, girl. You want to, hey, turn the avatar off. Hi. Do you want to face? Are you okay with that? You
Yeah.
look great.
Thank you. That's
So
because
this
I'm
is
not.
my cousin. And back when she was younger, we used to play My Buddy and Kid Sister and stuff like that. We didn't come from a lot, did we?
Mm-mm.
I wasn't
No.
rich, was I?
No, my family definitely wasn't. We had to go up the Frisch's to go to the bathroom.
We didn't have an easy life, did we?
No, no.
Thank you.
Luckily Frisch's was right up the street. So,
Remember when we had to use the outhouse?
hi everybody. I see. Hi, cousin.
They said it's beautiful. So, do you want to talk? Her name's Amber. Just because we hear Kendra upset, she doesn't try. She makes candles. Absolutely. And I wouldn't take that away from Kendra. I absolutely wouldn't. Sorry, I didn't mean to mention your name. I wouldn't take away the candles. I actually wanted to buy the candles. There were times that I reached out to her where she didn't respond to me. I wanted to buy candles from her. I wanted to buy wax melts from her. I tried to help. It had nothing to do with sideways comments. Just after a while, when you're sitting there and it's like problem after problem after problem, got 10 people in there trying to help you out. And it wasn't sideways comments. She could still have the $5 super chat. I don't care. It's not that big. Just don't talk about my blood or act like you know me. Because life hasn't been just handed to me, has it, cuz?
Nope, none of us.
All right. So do you want to talk
Nice
about
to meet you.
you feel comfortable
Yeah.
talking about your brother and your sister?
Yeah, as comfortable as I'll ever be.
So you don't have to give their names.
Okay.
Just remember, if you say that because of how one of them passed, just say S. Don't say the word.
Yeah, because they'll block me out.
Okay. Talk about your relationship with your brother.
He was my best friend.
You guys looked alike, a lot alike.
Yeah, I was his little puppy dog.
You guys were like stuck like magnets. Do you want to start talking about like what happened and how it led up to him passing away?
He started showing symptoms when he was probably about 4 or 5 years old. There was an occasion where he would like draw pictures of doing like bad stuff to himself. Obviously my mom didn't think anything about it. She just thought it was a phase that he was going through, he was a toddler. It slowly started getting worse. He decided that he was going to watch Chucky one night. And thank you, everybody. And I guess it replayed in his mind. I don't know. But he got a knife and stabbed our brand new couch. So that was
He had
interesting.
schizophrenia, correct?
Yes. He did not get diagnosed until he was 19 years old. Because like we really like after he was in first grade, we really didn't see much more symptoms than what he was already showing when he was younger. Until he got into like substance abuse. That's when his symptoms really started showing. We ended up getting some help through a company called MAP here in Cincinnati, Ohio. They pretty much like are your caseworker or social worker, and they will help you get like a psychologist, therapist to talk to, medicine, whatever you need. He did end up at like Crossroads a couple times, which is kind of like
It's like a church, isn't it?
something like that. I mean, it's there to help people that have addictions or have troubled lives. Kind of like a boarding house, but it's like a whole company.
Right.
And he loved it there. He loved Crossroads.
Right.
They treated him well. If they went to the store, they all went in like big groups, and they'd go to the store together. And be able to buy their goodies or whatever they wanted to with the money that they had. Me and my mom always made sure that he had money on his books. So he was able to like buy himself some goodies and snacks from time to time. Once he got diagnosed with schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder, things started getting really, really serious. He started having a lot more outbursts. He was not taking his medicine correctly. When he was drinking, he would start basically telling everybody that he was God. Which with schizophrenia, there's always a lot of like religious beliefs going on, like thinking that you're something when you're not. He did have a friend that had schizophrenia as well. His name, he is no longer here, so I can say his name. His name is Chris. Chris thought he was like some kind of Buddha or something. I don't know. There was one occasion I went to Zumba. My mom was supposed to be going with me, and she decided that one day that she was not going to go. She wasn't feeling well or something. I don't know. When I got home, there was like 10 police cars in front of my house. And I'm not exaggerating. There was literally like 10 police cars in front of my house. I got this like really bad gut feeling that had something to do with my brother. But I wasn't, 100% positive. It could have been anything because we did live with our stepdad and my mom at the time. So it could have been them. I don't know. But something just told me it was him. I went inside and like the whole living room's like full of cops in my living room. And I'm just like, I didn't know what to say. I just went into a complete panic. Bub is what I refer to him as. I'm not going to say his name, but I've always called him Bub, so it doesn't bother me.
Do you want to get a tissue or something?
Not yet. Not to the point where I'm
You're doing great.
tears. Once we start getting to the actual part is where I'm going to start getting emotional.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you. He had a big outburst. He had been up 3 days straight on meth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's what it was. He was definitely a big partier. When he wasn't partying, he was up playing video games, Call of Duty, specifically the Zombie Edition. I used to love watching him play it. He had gone up and down the street, basically yelling and screaming and telling everybody that he was God. I don't know what was going through his head. I just know that he was, he was just really messed up. He did end up going to jail that day for like resisting arrest, little things, nothing really big. Disturbance of something or other. From that point on, he was in and out of jail the rest of his life. One time he was homeless and decided that he was going to go downtown and walk around with a J in his hand, walking past the police station. He just, I don't know, he was a different soul. I will say that for sure. He did not care what anybody's seen or heard. He just did what he wanted. And that was that. He knew how to brighten a room when he walked into it.
He was so funny, even little.
Yeah, he was a little goofball. Always. Always. I will tell you one thing, he was not a morning person.
We used to have sleepovers, remember? And
Yes.
we used to sleep in the living room on that couch. And he was
I
not.
know.
Dude, but he was like, he never was scared to do anything. Ever. Ever.
My brother,
You were
no,
baby.
never.
You were baby. You were the baby of the family. But no, he wasn't scared of a damn thing.
I know your brother and my brother would sit there and try and talk to me while I was sleeping all the time. Every time I went over there and was taking a nap, they would make me talk in my sleep because they just thought it was hilarious.
I just
So,
remember it was so fun on the weekends.
yeah, it was always fun when we went over cousin's house. Always. There was never a dull moment. Eventually, he got to the point where he just pretty much stayed homeless. Me and my mom did everything we could to provide for him as much as we could. We'd run him down money when he needed money. We'd run him down food when he needed food. He just wanted to be on his own. It wasn't like we made the decision to make him homeless. It was just really difficult dealing with somebody who has schizophrenia. We did go to like mental illnesses classes from National Alliance of Mental Illness to learn
Right.
more about his disorder, which was very interesting because not only were we not alone anymore or didn't feel alone anymore, there were other parents there
Right.
that their children had schizophrenia. And we learned to we basically learned from each other. They would tell us a situation that we related to, and we would tell them how we went about doing it. And the same with us. So it was like joining another family
Right.
that understood you, understood what you were going through.
Right.
So that was also a nice thing. We also did the walk for a few years before he passed.
I think that's great that you guys went just to, because a lot of families, you know, when you deal with mental health disorder and stuff, they kind of look at it like it's a disease, just like cancer or,
Mhm,
you
it
know, and
is.
I think that it's really, really good.
Well, it's a disorder that leads to a disease, to another disease, to another disease, to another disease. And
Right.
it just goes on and on and on and on. Like schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder were not the only things that he had going on in his head. He also was diagnosed with bipolar. He was
Wow.
diagnosed with manic depression,
Wow.
which manic depression, not only are you already hearing voices from the schizophrenia, but you're hearing voices from the manic depression as well. Um, so yeah, just a lot of demons in his head that he refused to listen to for a long time. And he just, in order for him to cope with all the voices in his head, he did substance abuse,
Right.
which 9 times out of 10, a lot of people with schizophrenia do substance abuse. I mean, a lot.
It
And
makes
I've
them
learned
not
that.
have to feel.
Yeah, it just like numbs all the voices in their head. If not, some of them just make it 10 times worse. But he doesn't realize that when he's doing it or when he did it. Um,
Do you want to talk about what happened that night?
yeah. I got a
Yeah.
call from my stepdad. Yeah, it was my stepdad because my mom was hysterical at the time. Obviously, that's understandable. It was her only son. Um, I want to say I got a call at like 1 a.m. I think was when it was. From my stepdad saying that a detective had just come to his door and said that my brother had passed and that they found him downtown Cincinnati. Um, I think they told them what they thought happened, but I don't think any of it was like really confirmed until after we got the death certificate. Which I don't think we should have got the death certificate as soon as we did. There should have been a lot more investigation to it because I really don't think it was just the S word. I do think it was a homicide. The only thing that would lead me to think that is when the detective told my mom that there was a partial witness. there is never, I mean, never, ever, ever a partial witness for anything. You either see it or you don't. There's not a partial witness. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist.
Do you want to explain what
So,
happened? Like what happened?
okay. A friend of my family, well, a friend of my stepmother. Well, she's now my ex-stepmother, but I still consider her my stepmother. I still love her just as much. Had told me that they seen him downtown at a bar across the street from the Garfield Hotel, arguing with somebody. Obviously, they didn't know what he was arguing about, but I could probably tell you what they were arguing about. When he drinks or when he drank, he would start telling everybody that he was God. So right there is a big trigger for everybody. Sorry. I'm assuming he was just trying to explain himself. And it just probably escalated from there. He was somehow invited into the Garfield Hotel. You cannot get into that hotel unless you have a card. You have to show your card, the door opens, and it lets you in. Obviously, somebody that was staying there had invited him over.
Are you
Not
okay?
sure not sure if it was just to party or if it was just a approval point. Knowing him, it was probably just to prove a point. But he went up there, tried to go through the window 3 times.
Was it at what floor was it? Did they say?
He was on the 16th floor. And not sure, nobody said what caused all of this. Nobody ever really confirmed anything. So it still lingers almost 10 years later. He tried to go out the window, is what they were trying to say. I don't believe it. I don't believe any of it.
He did go through the window eventually, though, didn't he?
He did, but I think he was pushed throughout that window.
I'm sorry about that.
I did some research after it happened, because somebody had told me that it happened there before.
Right.
So I did some research, and there had been somebody 3 years to the date that was thrown out that window, 16 floors. They didn't jump; they were thrown.
So how do you deal with it? I mean,
they apparently, like the maintenance people, from what I was told, had proofed that window. Proofed.
That's why I didn't understand, because the windows are
Right.
so like
they're hugely thick now. They're very thick. They're kind of like bulletproof thick.
Right.
Is what they were saying. So they didn't really understand how it happened. And I'm sitting there thinking like boggle-headed, like, let's see. Somebody had to have done it. That's how it happened.
Okay.
Because
what are the most things? What is the most thing that you remember about your brother?
Oh, his laugh. The goofy laugh.
You want to tell them what you told me about your boy, your son, when you felt like he was in the room?
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Scary, but interesting. Nobody had ever taught my son how to play peekaboo. At this time, my son was maybe 1 year old. Actually, it was right after my brother passed. So, Bud passed in August of 2015. We went to Thanksgiving that year, and this was Thanksgiving night. We got home, and me and my son's father were laying in bed sleeping, and I hear my son just giggling. So I wake up, He's like right in between me and his father. And he's playing peekaboo.
He looks just like your brother, doesn't
He
he?
does. Acts just like him too. He's a little goofball. So I believe my brother's spirit lives on through him.
For sure.
He does ask about his uncle. Grayson did not start walking until he was like 2 weeks after Bub passed away. So I was highly disappointed. You can only imagine that my brother missed it. Missed him walking for the first time. But I don't, obviously, like I just told you, I don't think it was intentional of him leaving this earth.
Were there cameras in the hotel?
Do they have camera footage? They said they did. Thank you.
Do you think they kind of just looked at him as just like another person that had mental health and they just wanted to kind of wrap it up like he was just another
Well, no, when he passed, they looked at him as just another homeless person off the street.
Weren't people taking his shoes off after he went through the window? Bums were taking his shoes off.
Yeah, they took his shoes off. Somebody went by him and took his shoes off while he's just laying there.
What is the best memory you have of your brother? What is the best memory?
When I was pregnant with Grayson. I started telling him that he was getting a belly because he was a drinker. He's like, oh yeah, let's just match our bellies up together. So we did. We got pictures taken of us matching our bellies up together. But he was a young soul for sure. He was only 31 years old, so I'm surprised I even made it past that age. Because there for a long while, I didn't think I was just gonna survive without him. When somebody that close to you passes away, and you really don't know exactly how they passed away, even though you're told, you're still not gonna believe it because everything just doesn't add up.
Of course not.
So I've been thinking about recently, but I need a lot of support to do this. I've been thinking about reopening his case, but I don't know the right steps to do that.
Okay. Well, we listen, because the internet, we can talk about that when we get off, and there are people that will be able to help you. So here's what we're going to talk about. We're talking about your brother. Do you think you'll be available in the next day or two to talk about your sister who had passed as well?
Yeah, for sure.
My cousin lost when I was going through the breakdown. I didn't know. When I got out a couple weeks ago, was it a couple weeks ago or about a month or two? I had asked my cousin because I had heard that her sister had passed away. She had lost her sister too. And I think it's incredibly brave for you to come up and talk about this. And she has an amazing mom. Her mom was like, I just love your mom. We were talking about that. How does your mom
Everybody loves my mom. All my friends love my mom. They all
How
call
does
her
your
mom.
mom deal with it?
She deals with it better than I do.
Well, you guys had a bond.
Yeah, we did.
And your mom only has you. I mean, she lost your brother, and then your sister passed away. She's only got you.
Yeah.
So maybe in a couple of days we can talk about your sister's story. And then what I would like to do is there are a lot of people in here that have dealt with stuff like this. I want you to know that you have a lot of support. Can you tell people what your IG thing is? Because she likes to go online and do her makeup and stuff. We did that. So if you guys could please go to her IG, because it would really help her out. She needs support. We don't have it anymore.
It's Amber Taylor .5209 is my Instagram.
.5209.
Yep.
Okay, look in the chat and tell me if that's correct.
Let me look. Comments. Yep, that's correct. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate all the support. I really do. It's hard.
Well, what day, because we usually schedule stuff, what day, we'll talk on the phone about what day you want to talk about your sister.
Well, I get surgery on the 2nd for my carpal tunnel. So
yeah, it's not fun, is it?
no, it's not fun at all. I just had oral surgery 4 days ago, and then I got to deal with another surgery. So yay me.
I think you deal with it great, though. I mean, there are days I couldn't imagine losing a sibling. It damn near drove me out of my mind losing my mom, and it doesn't get better sometimes.
No, it doesn't. I mean, you just learn how to cope and move on.
You know, but it was your brother and then your sister, and then you help your mom out because she didn't deal with it. She had a breakdown, didn't she, after your sister?
She did. Well,
she didn't remember.
For like a year and a half. Past year and a half has been really tough. She didn't really like have a great bond with Tammy, so yeah, she's just feeling a lot of guilt from it.
Is there anything that we can do on the channel to help you out? Like a topic that I can do once a week.
To help me out.
I can cover schizophrenia if you want to come up. We can cover schizophrenia. Would that be okay?
Yeah, we can do that. That would be awesome. Because I definitely have found out that he is not the only one that had schizophrenia. So it's very common, actually, as a lot of people may or may not have heard about it, but it's very common, actually. Very, very common. Scary, but very common.
Have you been, is anybody in your family, did they figure out who he may have, because it's genetic. Was there anybody in your family at all that you know may have had it? If you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. Again.
No, nobody I can think of has came out with it unless they're hiding it. You're fine. A lot of people hide their mental illnesses. So there's nobody in my family that I believe has it unless they just haven't told anybody. So though they
me speak no English. Sorry.
Did you just get his camera?
Oh, I thought I had it mute. Sorry, guys. I thought it was muted. These telemarketers, man. I used to be a telemarketer. I was that person. And you say DNCA, but so I just had me speak no English.
I used to when I used to work in retail, there was a place where we used to get a lot of Spanish people. I say, me speak no español.
Well, I mean, it's something like that. You know what I used to say? I'd be like, "Oh, Jen passed away," you know, and I was just like, "I ain't gonna say that." But haven't I always been somewhat of a brat? Cause
you weren't the only one. The other one was a brat too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
For really real, and she still is.
Hey, I would like to get these for your kiddos. Do you think they would like this? They're stepping stones. You can put them outside.
Oh yeah, they would love those.
Yeah. I'd like to see them. I mean, I can work with them and stuff like that if you want. Considering the stereotype and lack of knowledge in that area, chances are I wasn't going to be something family spoke of. Okay. Without telling his insurance or anything like that, how hard is it to find resources to educate yourself about mental health? Are there resources available to help with people?
There are. You go to the National Alliance of Mental Illness. It's a company. You can look it up. There should be one in each state, if I'm not mistaken. If you want to learn more about certain mental health disorders, they would be more than happy to help you out. It's a great company.
Does it cost anything or is it free of charge?
No, it's free of charge. They do support groups and stuff. They do walks every year. Any support that you want, they got it. And if you needed more resources from there, they have them. They will give you a whole list of them.
You know how proud of you I am?
Thank you.
You look
I
beautiful
appreciate it.
for somebody
Thank you.
that just got surgery done. Went through so many freaking losses. You and your mom have never been judgmental of me. My cousin didn't even know anything that happened to me online. But you guys have never judged me, and you guys have always like, I just love you, and I'm so
My
proud.
cousin. I don't
know,
judge any of my cousins, or at least I try not to. There's one.
Am I your
specific one
favorite?
that
I know I was your mom's
really care
favorite. Am I
about.
still her favorite?
Yeah, you're still one of my favorites.
Am I your
Always
mom's
have been.
favorite still?
Yes, you are. You are. Everybody loves my mom. I don't know what it is about my mom, but
Oh my God! Remember how she came on the live?
oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I was watching you do YouTube, I think it was yesterday, and I showed mom, she's like, but she can't see me, can she? I said no.
Is she proud of me?
She is. She's very proud of you. Yeah, I'm proud of my mom too.
I'm proud of her too. Maybe like one day she can come in and just say, hey.
Yeah, I might have to do some talking into
Dude,
it.
she's a trip. I don't care what she says. She talks just off the chain like I do. It don't bug me a bit.
Oh yeah, she's a real big talker now. She didn't used to be.
Oh gosh. She made like 2 guys fall in love with her instantly.
I know. Does anybody want to see my mom talk? Go on Instagram. Because she will not go on YouTube. I don't know what it is about YouTube, but she won't go live on YouTube.
Tell everybody about your date. Do you plan on getting to first base when you meet him?
I don't know. It really depends on how things go. He's 50 years old, so. But he looks good for 50.
Does he have a nice butt?
That I don't know. I really couldn't tell. I haven't got to meet him yet. I've only been talking to him for a couple of days. He wanted to meet tonight, but my mouth is not up to it. Because he wanted to take me
have him
somewhere.
bring you over ice cream.
Right. Yeah.
If he does that, you should let him at least fill you up. Ice cream, make sure it's double chocolate. That's an over the bra fill up, in my opinion.
He is a truck driver.
Oh.
Yeah.
Truck driving is hard.
He had to go to Michigan last night.
Wow.
And then he went from Michigan, he went to another part of Michigan to go drop off his load, and then he came right back home. He did not
That's
get
why
home
I felt about Clint during Prime. Every time he would just stop by and drop off that load of his. I'm so proud of you. I really am. You did so great today. You really, really did. You look beautiful. For somebody that just got out of surgery and stuff like that, you're a good mom. You're a hard worker. You help with your mom. I'm so proud of you. And this isn't even the beginning of your story. And I'm just so happy that you could come up here and be so.
Who said my mom was funny? Dorothy. My mom is funny.
Yep. She's a trip. Yeah, Dorothy was in there. Dorothy's one of my good mods.
Yeah, I remember seeing her face.
Dorothy's a trip. She's the one. Okay, so Dorothy back in the day, allegedly, or in my opinion, she had a picture of Kirk Cameron from Growing Pains, right? And he had all. This is before he found Jesus, right? He had on this muscle shirt, nipples pierced, and she had it above her her bed. She would look at it. Well, Clint, what we've decided for Clint is we're going to do a calendar for him, and it's going to be nothing but a fig leaf. So Dorothy's going to be the first one who gets it, and then she's going to put it over her bed, allegedly.
That's funny. I love Growing Pains too.
Yeah. I know before he it's great that you found God and everything, but I heard that the show kind of like broke up a little bit after that because he was like, right. So we're going to go ahead and lead in prayer. It's like 5:34. I'm so proud of you. And the next day or two, if you want to cover, we'll talk about your sister and you're ready for it. Thank you. Yeah. Dorothy said she can't wait. Clint's got like the community. Anyway, let's bow our heads and pray. Thank you, Father, for our
Okay.
day and everything in our day. Thank you so much for having my cousin come on here. She was very brave. Please watch over her and her kiddos. Please watch over everybody in the room. Thank you for coming in today. Please give us the strength to not be so judgmental of people and accept mental health, and forgive us for the sins we have committed. In our heavenly, precious name we pray. Amen. People are saying, good luck with your surgery.
Thank you, everyone. It'll be all right.
you
It's
guys,
only like a
everybody.
5-minute surgery.
It's still surgery. And
It is.
it is Amber Taylor .8 what? I'm trying to look.
5209.
Okay. Oh, do you know somebody had an account for me and it was Jenny 5309.
Really though, that's creepy.
I have somebody on Reddit that they're an Ohio player and they say stuff that I would typically say. I don't know. But I want everybody to have a good day. Protect your mental health. Try to ignore what people say and whatnot. Thank you, Amber, for coming up here. Give me a call in like an hour. And I love everybody. Peace and chicken grease.
All right.
I'm gonna
Bye,
go ahead and
everybody.
bye, girl. You guys have a good day. I think we did pretty good. And thank you guys so much. We'll be up in the next, I want to say, a couple days or something like that, depending on how she feels. And because she did lose her sister. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for coming in. Bye, guys.